Good evening. Hi, everyone, my subscribers, my tribe. It's nice to see you all. This is Spirit University, and this is Spiritology 104. And this is communication part one. Remember, I had told everyone that some of these topics will have continuations because there are uh, so much information in there that everybody needs to know on your wellness journey to spirituality. And I'm going to give you whatever information I have, I'm going to give it to you, tribe. So grab your pencil, paper, uh, notebook, whatever, and just take notes with me because you'll have to be looking back on them in the future. And these uh, classes are so condensed and they have so much information. So I would have to strip one part of the information that I gave you in maybe module 101 or 102 or something and take topics from there because they are so in depth that it might be confusing. So I have chose some of those topics from the first communication class that go more in depth with the information so that it would be easy to understand because this is important, just as everything else I've given you, uh, because I use it almost every day. But I will continue on and give you this information, and this is on communication. Communication imparts uh, or communication important or exchange of information or news. That's what communication is. And I have taken some of them out, and it's like, let's see, 10 points, no, eight, 8 points on this one, this communication. Yeah, 8 points. Let's see, the first one, it is nonverbal. And nonverbal, uh, they are, I, I'm giving you examples of it, but it is self-explanatory, but maybe not for everyone. So I'm giving you these examples of nonverbal is A, gestures, eye contact, facial expressions, and body language. Okay. Uh, Examples of body language could be something like the way you hold your mouth, or what someone is talking to you, you could be like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you can tell that person that you're talking to is not listening to you. So that could be an example of body language. And while someone is talking to you, uh, crossed arms, they're not paying any attention. If their arms are crossed and you're talking to them, you might as well walk away, okay? Because they're not paying any attention. And if they are like shaking their head or whatever, while you're speaking to them, they're not paying attention either. Their mind probably is on the mall that they're going to after work, going shopping. Okay, that's nonverbal communication. Okay, verbal communication is the use, excuse me, the use of words, either spoken or written. Okay, that's self-explanatory also. Uh, Active listening. Uh, I'm gonna give you 4 examples on that. Uh, Concentration, understands, responds, and remembers the statement. Okay. Concentration could be, they could be uh, just looking and listening to you. Uh, and then, no shaking her head, no blah, 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 that, this and that. Then understanding could be after you finish speaking, then responding to that and repeating that statement. That tells that person you're speaking to is an active listener. They're concentrating and actively listening to what you are saying to them. Okay? Those 4 points I'll give to you again. And you can tell that a person is listening to you. They're concentrating. They understand, they respond, and remembers the statement. Okay. The next one is passive listening, and this is the definition is listening without reacting. That means that the partial attention on what you're saying, uh, a wandering mind, that's passive listening. That means that they're really not listening to you. If it's partial listening and their mind is wandering, they're really not listening to you. Okay? Uh, that's number 4. Number 5 part of communication is being present. That's like being in a class and uh, there's an instructor and the instructor's taking names and then you say present. It's the same thing, being present in the moment while that person is talking to you and not paying, playing golf in your mind someplace. That's being present and mindful. That's part of being mindful, okay? The next one is passive aggressive. This is indirectly expressing negative reactions instead of openly addressing them. This is like, okay, the husband comes home and the wife is home cooking, and she left a message for the husband, and the husband didn't call back. Okay. Uh, he comes in and kisses her on the cheek. Hi, honey. And honey said, mm-hmm, something like that. And then he's talking and talking or whatever and said stuff to her. And she's not saying anything. That's passive, pat, passive aggression. She's angry, but she's not telling her husband. He's just not paying attention to him. That's passive aggressive. Okay. And a form of communication is, and you may uh, say it's not, but it is silence. Wait for them to respond. That's part of communication. And the eighth one is staying cognizant. Okay. So these are important points of the different type of communication that people may not understand, but it is a part of communication. And some of the other things that's in here are gestures. I could give examples of gestures, eye contact, different things like that, more or in depth, so people can uh, understand the different communications. Like mindfulness, passive aggressiveness, cognizant, things like that. So I might go more in depth with communication, but right now I don't think so. There are other more important uh, top, topics that I have that uh, the class need to understand. So I'm going to go over this again, okay? And this is Communication 1, Module 3, definition communication, important or exchanging information or news. Okay. Nonverbal communication. Examples of it are gestures, eye contact, facial expression, and body language. The next one is the next point is number 2, verbal use of words, spoken or written. That can be. The next is active listening, and that is the person concentrates, understands, responds, and then give a statement back to them to show that they are listening. That is active listening. Passive listening is listening without reacting. That's like partial attention and wandering mind. That is point 4. Point 5 is mindful, being present. Point 6 is passive aggressiveness, indirectly expressing negative uh, reactions instead of the openly addressing that person. Okay, the Number 7 is silence. Wait for them to respond. And number 8 is staying cognizant. In conclusion, good communication is paramount in spirituality. And all these spiritual persons should possess. So that is module 3 of spiritology. And I will see you soon for the next class. I'm not sure yet uh, which module that will be. Uh, I'm leaning toward emotional intelligence. Uh, and most people don't understand what that is. So I put it in my class, but I don't know if I'm going to do that on another the module within that uh, 10 list of modules. So thank you for coming, students, and I hope you took down those notes, and please keep them. And I look forward to the next class. And thank you so much. And please remember, take care of yourself and each other. See you in the next class. Pass it on. Thank you and good night.